Same town, same school, same age, same final stop, the East Wing Infirmary, or what used to be the infirmary. They shut it down when I was 12. Water damage, asbestos, some official excuse no one questioned, but the building stayed there, empty, rotting, and somehow every single one of them was seen near it right before they went missing. Cops never said it out loud, but I had the records. I found them buried in a box at my mom's place, back when she still taught at the school, before the alcohol started eating her brain. I left that town the second I graduated, swore I'd never come back, not even to visit. But when I saw the news about Taylor Myers, 17, striker on the football team, disappeared after detention, I swear to God something snapped inside me, like a cable pulling tight in my chest, because Taylor and I had one thing in common. We both had files saying we were admitted to the East Wing Infirmary, and we both stayed for 3 days. The difference? I came back. Kind of. See, I don't remember a single second of those 3 days. Not a sound, not a voice, not even a fucking dream. Just this blank. A gap in my head, surrounded by noise. Not like tinnitus, no. Like scratching. Like nails dragging across the other side of a wall that no one else can hear. That's why I came back last winter. Not to help. Not to heal. Not even for answers. I came to dig. To find the place where that silence begins. The school was still standing. Barely. Windows busted. Half the doors boarded up. Teenagers still went there sometimes. Dared each other to drink inside or walk the halls at night. But nobody went near the East Wing. Even blocked off, people avoided it. Like their bodies knew something they didn't. I forced myself to look. And what I found? God. What I found should have stayed buried. Old, damp cardboard. Smelled like dust and mold. I found it buried under a pile of broken chairs in my mom's basement. I wasn't even looking for anything serious. Just old yearbooks, photos, something to match faces to the names I kept seeing in articles and forum posts about the disappearances. But this was worse. A small file, barely held together by rusted metal rings. No school logo. Just a faded sticker on the front. Infirmary. East Wing. Closed cases. There were 6 names inside. All students. All under 18. All admitted between 2002 and 2008. Every file ended the exact same way. Same note. Same handwriting. Patient placed under extended observation. 3 days. No symptoms listed. No diagnosis. Just the date, a signature I didn't recognize, and a blank where the discharge report should have been. Then I saw it. 5th file down. My name. I stared at it so long my eyes burned. Kept rereading it like something would click. Some image, some sound would unlock in my head and bring it all back. But nothing came. Just a cold, rising nausea. Like something inside me knew and refused to show it. I took photos of every page. Spent the next 2 nights digging. Forums. Death records. Obituaries buried under old school websites and dead news links. 2 of the kids were confirmed dead. 1 drowned. The other died in a house fire, gas leak maybe, or carbon monoxide. No one said for sure. Another just disappeared. No trace. Only 1 was still alive. I found her listed under a care facility 1 town over. Psychiatric hold, since 2011. Her name was Ava Martin, and I couldn't stop shaking when I saw it. The building smelled like bleach and old breath. Clean, but not right. The kind of clean that covers rot, not cures it. The staff didn't want to let me talk to her. Said she didn't respond well to visitors. I lied. Said I was family. Said I used to know her. They looked at me like they knew I was lying, but they let me in anyway. She was just sitting there, thin, still, staring past me like I was made of glass. I said her name. Nothing. I said mine. Still nothing. Then I said it. East Wing. Her whole body flinched like someone had hit her spine. I said it again, slower. I was there too. She blinked and whispered, like it was leaking out of her. You were in the room next to mine. I felt something cold spread across my chest. Not fear. Not yet. Something worse. Recognition. I asked her what happened. I couldn't even keep my voice steady. I think I was begging without realizing it. She smiled, but it wasn't a smile. It was what someone does when they remember something that should never come back. "You don't remember?" she asked. "That's good. That means they liked you." I leaned in. "Who? What do you mean liked? What happened to us?" She just shook her head, slow. "They don't want us talking about it." Before I could say another word, 2 nurses came in and pulled me out. Said I was agitating her. Maybe I was. I didn't care. But she left something behind. A drawing. Left it on the table as she stood up. Thick paper, charcoal, dark, rough lines, almost abstract. But I knew what it was the second I saw it. The infirmary. The layout was exact. Beds, windows, walls. And in the center, not a bed, a hole, not drawn, torn, like she'd ripped through the page itself. Real paper missing, just black behind it. And around it, 6 little stick figures, 1 for each file, 1 for each of us. But they weren't right. Each one had a red line where the mouth should have been, slashed across, like they were cut out from speaking. I didn't sleep that night. I just stared at the files again. The names, the dates, the handwriting. And I realized something. She hadn't imagined it. She drew what she saw. And if she saw the hole, then so did I. I just couldn't remember. Yet. It was raining. The kind of cold that makes your bones hurt. My hands were already numb by the time I pried open the old gym panel and slipped through. I hadn't done that since senior year. We used to sneak in through that same gap to smoke behind the bleachers. Back when everything felt stupid and harmless. But this wasn't nostalgia. This was a pull. Like something inside me had already decided to come back, and the rest of me was just following. The hallways were frozen in time. Same smell. Ammonia and mildew. Same cracked linoleum tiles. Same faint green buzz from the emergency exit signs. But there was no hum, no distant pipes, no flickering vending machines, no janitor radio. Just me, my boots, the rain dripping somewhere behind the walls. The door to the East Wing infirmary was still there. Same rusted dent in the center, like someone had punched it once and never came back. I didn't have to force it. It opened on its own. Smooth. Silent. The air inside was wrong. Heavier. Still. Like a sealed basement. Like being swallowed. Everything was covered. Beds, trays, cabinets, all under old sheets. Dust so thick it looked like snow. I moved toward the far bed. One of them looked like a body. Frozen. I stared for maybe a full minute. My breath caught in my throat. I pulled the sheet back, inch by inch. Not a body. Just a mattress. Torn. Stained. But behind it, the wall was scratched. Deep. Hundreds of times. Some frantic, some careful. And one phrase over and over, in different hands. Stay awake. My stomach twisted so fast I thought I was gonna throw up. I turned to leave. That's when I saw it. A second door. Not the one I'd come through. Smaller. Hidden behind a broken cabinet. Almost invisible. I didn't remember that. I didn't remember any of this. But my hand was already reaching for the handle. Like I didn't have a choice. It opened with a groan. Inside, no lights, no tiles. Just bare concrete. The walls were lined with rusted bed frames. Old, bent, stacked like cages. And in the middle, the hole. It wasn't a drawing. It wasn't a metaphor. It was real. Perfectly round. Black. About 3 feet wide, ringed with yellowing tape and dried gauze. I couldn't see the bottom. Couldn't hear anything from it. But I felt it. Something breathing. Not air. Not life. Memory. And suddenly it hit me. I'd been here before. Not just on paper. Not as a patient. I was the first. And someone watched me. I should have run. Every muscle in my body screamed to move. But I didn't. I leaned forward, like gravity had changed. Like the hole had its own pull. 1 step. Then another. The walls felt alive, like they were sinking with my breath, expanding, contracting. And then, the sound started, dripping, slow, not from the ceiling, not water, thicker. I looked up. The bed frames. Some of them weren't empty. Shapes, wrapped in stained sheets. Still. No. Moving. One twitched, then another. A hand slipped free. Pale, thin, blackened nails. It scraped the floor. 3 slow lines. I stumbled back, slammed into a metal tray. The sound echoed like a scream. And then the lights cut out. I couldn't see a thing. Couldn't breathe right. My hands were shaking so bad I almost dropped my phone. I fumbled it out of my pocket. Screen cracked, but the flashlight worked. I turned it toward the hole. There was a face, not deep at the bottom, on the wall, halfway down, like it had grown there. Eyes open, mouth moving without sound, trying to speak. It was me, not a reflection, not like a dream, like a twin I'd left behind. Its mouth moved faster, desperate, trying to form words. I leaned in, closer. Finally, I heard it. Let me back in. My legs gave out. I dropped the phone. The light spun across the walls, shaking, catching glimpses. Beds empty now. All of them. And the room. No longer silent. Voices. So many. Children. Teenagers. Familiar. Whispers overlapping like static. He brought it back. He opened it again. You promised it was closed. I scrambled up, hands on cold concrete, blood on my shirt. Mine, maybe, maybe not. Back toward the exit. But it was gone. No door. Just more wall. More beds. I turned, desperate. There. A mirror. Tall. Clean. No dust. I saw the room behind me in it. But it wasn't the same. The hole was gone. The lights were warm. Beds were made. Sunlight through white curtains. And someone stood in the center. Me. But younger. 17. Hospital gown. Barefoot. Smiling. He raised his hand, pointed straight at me. His lips didn't move, but I heard him. Inside my head. Switch. The light exploded, and everything went black. I woke up on the sidewalk, 3 blocks from the school, soaked in sweat. Shirt damp and stuck to me, mud on my hands, blood under my nails. I don't remember walking, I don't remember leaving. But I looked back, and the school, still dark, still abandoned, still asleep. I told myself it was over. But that night, I found something. A scar, just below the ribs, surgical, clean. I've never had surgery. No memory of it. No stitches. Nothing. And then the dreams started. Not nightmares. Memories. Of the room. Of the voice behind the wall. Of the thing that wore my face. Of me, standing over someone else's bed, whispering something I couldn't hear. I wake up with dirt in my nails. Sometimes water on the floor. Wet footprints. My name written on fogged glass. Always backwards. And then there's the voice, right before sleep. Sometimes I hear him again. Not outside, inside, saying, I'm still down here. I don't know what that means. I don't know which of us got out. I only know this. There are still names in that file no one ever found. Still kids who never made it out. And if that hole opens again, I'll remember them. All of them. Until I'm not the only one left carrying this thing inside. Because it's not done with me. It never was.
Entry 217B. Transcription of recovered voicemail. Euro 2, 17 a.m. Caller, unknown. Number, deactivated. He wasn't supposed to wake up there. We closed that room. We marked the door. It was sealed. But he found it again. I don't know how. I don't know what version of him made it back. Breathing. Check the files. The East Wing ones. Look for 217B. That's where it started. That's where he split. If you're hearing this, it means it's happening again. It's waking up. End of message.